Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how I make a large pot of gumbo, and these are the ingredients. I'm using chicken legs, chopped onions. Usually I have green onions and I chop those up, but I don't have any, so I'm just not going to have any today. Then I have some celery, I have some bell peppers, and then I have some sausage, some bay leaves. Barely got any bay leaves, but that's that. And then I have oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, black pepper, Creole seasoning, parsley flakes, some crayfish powder. That's optional. Sometimes I have it. I usually don't. I have some crab boil today, gumbo filet, very important. Oh, I forgot to put forgot to get the okra out. The cream of chicken soup. I use this instead of making a roux because I don't like making roux. Tomato paste, that's optional. And also, the reason I say it's optional is because I have arthritis and I try not to use as many tomatoes as I used to. Okay, and then I use the frozen okra. I'm going to use 4 bags of this okra because I'm making a larger pot. And I get the one that's already cut up. That's the pot that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be boiling the chicken. Oh, and I forgot to get the shrimp out and show you the shrimp too. Okay, so here's the shrimp. Okay, the bigger the pot, the more stuff I put in there. So that's the ingredient list. And thank you. Hello again, my lucky stars. Here is the chicken. I just put it in some water. And I put the bay leaves in. Then I'm going to put in the celery and the onions. That is one, I guess you call it a bunch of celery. Not one stalk, but one bunch of celery. 1 onion cut up. And I didn't have any, I didn't get any green bell pepper. I got red and orange bell pepper. So here they come. There they are. And they're going in. I'm going to scrape the rest of that in there after I turn off the camera because I'm doing this one-handed, you see. So then this is going to come to a boil and then it's going to cook for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. At that time, I'm going to be putting in, once the an hour or to an hour and a half until the chicken gets very, very tender enough to slide right off the bones, okay? So right now, we're going to sprinkle in some Tony Saccharonis, Creole seasoning, Tony Saccharonis, because it tastes so good. Oh, I messed up. It's Tony Saccharonis because it costs less money, yet it still tastes so good. So I'm going to shake some Tonys in there, but not too much because that has salt in it. And you can always add some more later if you need more, but not too much later. But anyway, next, going to be shaking in some oregano. I don't have any time, so I won't be able to use any thyme today. But I do have some parsley. So I'm going to shake some parsley in. Ooh, shake. And then I'm going to shake in some paprika. Shake. Some paprika. Then I'm going to shake in some gumbo filet. Very important. Don't forget your gumbo filet. Don't forget that. If you forget everything else, don't forget that. And don't forget your Tonys. And don't forget the garlic powder from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Nice garlic powder. You can put a lot of that in there because it tastes so good. And it's not salty, it's nutritious. Then you're going to add you some ground black pepper. Not too crazy about this brand because it's so fine. And yet it shakes out so fast. So there's that. And then there's this onion powder. I'll shake some of that in. Wait. Yeah, onion powder. You can shake a lot of that in because it's not salty. There's no salt added. Shake all of that in. Okay. So then, that's all I'm going to put in there right now. So once again, I'm going to let that come to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, I'll turn it down and let it simmer for about an hour and a half. And then I'm going to be putting in the rest of the ingredients, which will include the sausage. And I always like to, when I saute the sausage, I like to put some onions in there with it because I like that. It tastes so good. Especially, when you got it coming right along and you tasting as you go along. It just tastes so good. That's why I don't like to be too hungry when I cook this stuff because, I be eating up all the sausage. But anyway, we're going to saute that up and put it on the side. And then when the time comes, we're going to add it to the big pot over here. And we'll come back later and talk about that at that time. Thank you. Okay, so I just went to go clean the shrimp while the chicken started to boil. So I'm going to turn the chicken down to a simmer. Just turn that down to a simmer. And put the lid on. And again, let that cook for about an hour and a half until the chicken is very, very tender enough to slide right off the bones. And I'm going to stir this up a little bit. And then once this gets, I'll just cook that a little bit more. I'm not going to let it get real charred like I used to because allegedly that makes it have carcinogenic, which is cancerous properties. So when you start getting old, you start paying attention to certain things because your body starts to break down and act stupid. So I'm going to let that simmer some more, a little bit more. Then I'm going to just put it to the side until it's time to incorporate it into the great big pot, okay? So I'll see you in a few minutes, all right? Thank you. We're back with the video, and so now I turned the fire up just a little bit just to get it get a boil going. The chicken is tender, and I did put the cream of chicken soup in there already. I already tasted the broth, and it definitely needs some more seasoning, so I'm going to start with the Tony Saccharonis because it costs less money, but it still tastes so good. I'm going to sprinkle some of that in there. Shake, 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 shake. I'm going to sprinkle some crayfish powder for flavor. I'm going to sprinkle some more garlic powder. And the only salt that I put in is the Tony Saccharonis. Because the garlic powder gives it flavor, and so does onion powder. So does all your other herbs and stuff, like your oregano and stuff like that. It all gives it flavor. So you only need a certain amount of salt because I don't want it to be too salty because I'm a Negro and I've got high blood pressure at the end of my 66th year. So there you go. So I'm putting 4 packs of okra in there. And then I'm gonna dump in the sausage that I cooked before. Today I didn't drain the grease off of there, so I should have, and I always do this the first time I didn't. Why didn't I do it? Because I wanted the grease. I wanted the flavor today, okay? Hypertension and all. I wanted it, okay? I wanted it! Stir that all up. Let it come to a boil. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use a little jar of tomato paste or a can of diced tomatoes. I haven't decided yet. And of course, when all this comes to a rolling boil and it's ready, then I'm going to put the shrimp in there, but not now, not until the end, because they only take about 3 to 5 minutes to cook the shrimp, okay? So yeah, and I'll taste it again and see if I need to put any more seasoning in it after it starts boiling for a while. And thank you. Okay, I decided to go ahead and use the diced tomatoes. See how the chicken is falling off the bones? By the time I finish, I'll be able to just pick those bones out of there. So that's going to come to a rolling boil. And then once the okra gets done, I'll put the shrimp in there. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now the gumbo is ready. And this is the rolling, screaming boil that I told you about. So if you like for your gumbo to be thicker, you can use a roux or you can use a slurry, or you can just not use as much water when you start. I don't mind mine's being juicy like that because I do like for my gumbo to be nice and wet. So that's my gumbo. Thank you.